If you're looking for the best steam engine with DCC and sound setup, this video is for you. After dozens of sound installs into steam engines, I've come to what I think is the best setup for DCC and sound for your steam engines. Let's have a look, but first, hello and welcome to Dubai Trains. So today I want to share with you the approach that I take when adding a new steam engine to my layout. The approach that I take is not only the easiest, but it's also the cheapest way to get the best overall running and sounding engine. So let's get started. And first, you need to start with a good engine, a good locomotive that has, at least in my opinion, is DCC ready or is already DCC. This will ensure that the motor will run smoothly on DCC and it is easy to convert. So in our case for today, I'm going to take this little 060 switcher that actually already has some kind of DCC. But we are starting fresh, so I'm completely removing the decoder and even this 8-pin connector, as it just takes up too much space and we don't really need it. What we do need is a decoder. And for this project, I'm using Soundtraxx Tsunami 2 with Bluenami. And why? Well, because it simply comes with the right files for any steam engine. You just choose the ones you want. And I haven't had a Soundtraxx decoder fail on me ever yet. Also went for the Bluenami feature, as I do need an extra controller on my layout, but more on that in a bit. Installing this decoder is super easy. As you see in our little 060, I taped the decoder temporarily so I can get the wires to roughly about the right length. That will also help with the wire management later on. So I just cut them all short and strip them all in one go. And this engine actually comes with the correct color-coded wires, so actually all you have to do is really connect the dots. If you get, for example, a Bachmann or BLI, then all the wires will probably be black. But if you just follow the wires, it's actually quite easy to discover the purpose. And if you look at the diagram, there actually are only 7 wires you really need, plus an extra set for the speaker. There's 2 for the motors, 2 for the power pickups, 1 for each light, and then a common blue. In the common blue, you can see it as a kind of power provider to all the lights and other features that you might have. So all these features eventually end up at one common blue wire. And then that is really the hardest part done. So the second crucial component is the speaker, and speakers are often the weakest link when it comes to DCC and sound setups. So therefore I choose Scale Sound Systems, as they have what I believe is the best scale sound quality, and they have for steam in particular a very wide range of speaker sizes to fit in almost any engine. 2 quick tips when installing the speaker. The first being that it is magnetic, so therefore it will stick to your soldering iron. So you do want to tape it down. And the second tip is actually a general soldering tip, and that is to pre-tin. And pre-tin is the act of applying tin to the parts you want to solder together individually first. So once this is done, it's just a matter of putting these 2 parts together, then quickly heating them up, and then it's done. And this will prevent excessive heating of the parts. So before I install our last component, I just do a quick check if everything is working thus far. And that last component is the capacitor. And if it fits, I always try to get one from Soundtraxx because it has this easy connector. I always like to add these capacitors as it is an extra layer of electrical redundancy to ensure that engines will run smooth all the time. I do have an operating layout and I don't want any hiccups in the middle of an operation session. So all you gotta do now is fix all the wires into place, close the engine, and let's go to the layout. So here we are on the layout. There is the engine. Here is, in this case, an iPhone with the Blue Whale app, and they also have it now for Android, which makes it super accessible. And that's one of the reasons why I went for Bluenami. So let's just get this started, show you guys a little bit what I mean. And because I have multiple controllers, I have 3, but like I said, this layout can operate 4, sometimes 5 people. So I quickly need to add some extra controllers. And now anyone, a guest to the layout, can just come with their own phone, and you get the app, they install it on their own phone. It's really easy to set up. It's all with Bluetooth. Every phone has Bluetooth nowadays. And you can just get started. It's very accessible. This big green knob here just explains it all, really. And I just want to try to portray that a little bit, just how easy it is. Because I found that when using the Blue Nami and the phone, because I have another Blue Nami engine, here are the features. You can put on the bell, amongst others. Oh, headlight, bell. Is that because it's so accessible, people use it more. Because when I have to explain this guy to people, yeah, it takes a bit of a while to get used to. Just even explaining how the speed works. There's like 3 different ways to increase the speed on a normal NCE cab. That can be quite a lot for some folks to wrap their head around. Direction. Now just change direction. And there we go. This new engineer on the layout, guest operator, is just up and running within a minute or 2, dragging cars around as he or she should, earning its keep. So as you see, smooth running trains that sound awesome, and my layout has become more accessible to outsiders. What more do you want? Thank you guys all for watching. That's it for today. Bye bye.